Gators will be in town tomorrow night to take on the Gamecocks at Williams-Brice Stadium. Stick around, I'll give you my preview and prediction. Let's go, baby. What's up and welcome back, everybody. Gamecock Chuck with my preview and prediction video for the South Carolina Gamecocks game tomorrow night as they take on and welcome the Florida Gators to Williams-Brice Stadium for tomorrow's matchup. It's going to be a 7:30 kickoff on the SEC Network. According to the latest weather report, it's going to be a cool, brisk, probably soggy night at Williams-Brice Stadium. A little bit of rain in the forecast. So it should make for an interesting and sloppy game. I'm hoping and I'm praying that the weather stays away the rain, because me and my family will be there in town watching the game, taking in the game live. So it'll be my first time back at Williams-Brice Stadium since 2015. 2015, whenever they took on the Gators in 2015. So it'll be my first time back since then. A lot of personal issues that has kept me away from going to games at Williams-Brice. However, I have been able to go see them play in Charlotte a couple times. So, you know, not really a big deal, but I'm really excited to get back to Williams-Brice. It'll be both my son's first ever game going to Williams-Brice, you know, first ever game experience. So hopefully it'll be a good game, good atmosphere. Hopefully they will enjoy it, and we'll be wanting to go back sometime soon. So we shall see. But like I said, this is going to be a preview and prediction video on the game that's coming tomorrow night, week 10 of South Carolina's season. Right now, currently we are 4-4. Not really a whole lot to talk about as far as good things on offense, you know, or lack thereof. So, but this game, when we look at it, you know, South Carolina is a almost 3 touchdown underdog. Right now, the line's at 20.5 points in favor of the Gators. So we are negative 20.5. We got a 15% chance of winning, according to the ESPN FPI Football Power Index. So, like I said, you know, from our offensive standpoint, these numbers seem to look about right. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue anything as far as the line or the point or the percentage from the FPI, because we are where we are right about now. When I look at the Gators, you know, right now they are 11th in total offense, and they are 35th in the country. And total defense, as far as the defensive side of the ball, they give up 340 yards per game. And on offense, they gain about 483 yards per game. And an interesting fact that I found out the other day on GC Live on YouTube, Florida has outgained everybody on their schedule this year, even Georgia. Yeah, that's right, even Georgia. They outgained them by 1 yard. I think it was like 354 to 353 or something like that. And, yeah, so they outgained them. Now, if you look at the game, you'd think, if you looked at the numbers and didn't even watch the game, you'd think that game would be close, but it wasn't even close. So that's kind of mind-boggling to see how that game was a blowout, but the statistics was so even. So, yeah, I mean, I don't understand that, but hey, it's football and things like that happen. So, Florida, from an offensive standpoint, they okay. I mean, they're an okay team. Not as good as they probably would hope. They're 4-4 on the season so far, just like the Gamecocks. They're not where they want to be as far as this season goes. When I look at some of the offense statistics, Florida has led their rushing game. Their running back room is led by the 2 quarterbacks, basically. Their 2 quarterbacks are their leading rushers when I look at the statistics. Emory Jones, which is number 1, he has a little over 500 yards at like 517, I think it is. He's got 90 carries, quarterback designs, whatever you want to call them, RPOs, however he did it, you know. But he's called it number 90 times, gained 517 yards, and got 3 touchdowns. And then Anthony Richardson, he's not too far behind him. I think he's got a little over 300 yards, a couple touchdowns, things like that. So their production as far as the running backs all coming from basically the the quarterbacks. Now, not to say they ain't got no good running backs. They got Damian Pierce. He's pretty solid, pretty good running back. I forgot the other guy's name, but they got another running back to back him up as well. And then they got a couple 5-stars sitting on the bench. So they're pretty loaded at running back. But it's just kind of odd that you see both the quarterbacks, the starting quarterback and the backup quarterback leading the team in rushing yards. So now Anthony Richardson, he got a concussion at the Georgia game last weekend. Got pretty banged up, knocked out of the game, I think, in the third quarter. So Emory Jones had to come in and finish that game. So I'm not sure if he's going to even travel with the team, going to make it down to Columbia or not. So, but I look forward to probably Emory Jones getting the start for the Gators, coming out there and doing his thing. From a passing standpoint, Emory Jones, he's pretty accurate with his passes. I think he's completing right about 70% of all his passes for like 1,153 yards and 8 touchdowns. The thing about Emory Jones, though, if you can rattle him, just disrupt him a little bit, he is prone to throw some interceptions. He's thrown 5 interceptions so far this year. So that's something that the Gamecocks need to look to try to exploit from a defensive side of the ball in order to give our offense a chance to, I don't know, maybe try to score some points or something like that. I don't know what they're going to do with the ball once they get it, but maybe if the defense gets it, they scoop and score or either pick 6, because that's pretty much how we're going to probably score some points in this game, in my opinion. As far as receiving, our leading receiver is Jacob Copeland. He has 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, the stats I gave you on Emory Jones, that was basically in the conference. That's not non-conference. They're probably a little more higher than that. If you look at outside the conference, he's some of the games that were not in doubt or anything. Some of the teams they blown away. So that was just basically his conference numbers I gave you. So just add some more to that. Probably a couple more touchdowns and another couple of interceptions. I think he's got like 8 interceptions on the year, I believe, 8 or 9 or something like that. He's got some bad stats as far as interceptions, but he is a pretty accurate thrower. He does get the ball to the receivers, when he has time and when he's not running the ball. So he's not a bad quarterback as far as completion percentage. From a defensive side of the ball, Florida, they ranked 35th in the country. I don't know if I said that earlier, but they're 35th in the country on defense, giving up 340 yards per game. Right there with South Carolina on the defensive side. They were pretty much about the same as far as the defensive side of the ball. Their defense are led by Zachary Carter and Brenton Cox Jr. Excuse me. Both of them guys are leading the team in sacks. I think they got 6 apiece. They tied with each other, so they got 6 sacks apiece. Pretty solid on the line. Secondary is a little suspect. I think they are prone to give up some plays here and there, but they are pretty talented and a little bit banged up in the secondary from what I've heard. But yeah, that's what I see from Florida. They're a pretty good team, offense and defense. They're gonna run the ball. In this game being a probably played in some rain, so they're probably gonna rely on the run. It's gonna probably be a run heavy game for the Gators, and in my opinion, I think that's probably what they should do, because South Carolina here lately has not been able to stop the run a whole lot, and when we played mobile quarterbacks, things haven't turned out so well for us here lately in the past. It seems like every time we play a quarterback that's a dual threat, a mobile quarterback that can hurt you with his legs or his arms, seems like we always seem to can't contain him, give up big plays, explosive plays down the field. So something that our defense needs to be a little more disciplined on in this game. Our secondary can't bite on the quarterback taking off. They got to stick with their receivers. They can't come off the coverage. They got to trust the defensive line and the linebackers to limit the explosive plays by Emory Jones, or if Anthony Richards makes it and plays, you got to limit him as well as far as explosive runs, because he can take off as well. But Yeah, I mean, that's what I think of when I look at Florida. You know, they may be reeling now because they lost a couple games in a row. Of course, Dan Mullen, his press conference wasn't too appealing the other day. You know, I guess he shut down media availability the rest of the week for the players and the coaches and stuff. So I guess there's some little bit of rumblings going on down there in Gainesville, but you know, who knows? I really don't know, but I guess how they perform tomorrow night may tell a little more. When I look at South Carolina's defense, like I said, they're pretty even with Florida. They're 39th in the country, giving up 346 yards a game, so not too far off of there. Defense has been the bright spot on the team this year. That and the special teams, in my opinion, has been the bright spot on this team. We're pretty good up front. Secondary has held their own, led by Jalen Foster. You know, he leads the country right now in interceptions. Got to get our linebacker plays a little more solid. I think that's where the run's starting to hurt us. Our linebackers are not pretty solid. Damani Staley and Brad Johnson and them guys, I think they're struggling to fill the gaps or to fill the correct gaps in the run game, failing to contain the edge a little bit. So I think that's where it's hurting us on the run defense there. But we need to probably get some more of our younger guys in there in the lineup. Debo Williams, Mo Kaba, some of them newer guys, get some fresh people in there. With the way the season's going, maybe we should get them in there, get them some game reps, some experience, get them ready for the future, you know, next year or whatever the case may be. So, but the defense, like I said, the defense is pretty solid. The only thing I have to worry about there is how ineffective the offense is. It's going to keep the defense on the field, and they're going to wear down. I mean, you know, you can't blame the defense. You know, if the offense can't stay on the field long enough to give you a rest, give you a breather, give you an opportunity to get ready for the next series. I mean, it's backbreaking whenever you just come off the field and 3 plays later you back on the field again. So, you know, can't really fault the defense for that. But when I look at offense, I really don't know what to say. I mean, I'm just as lost as everybody else on YouTube, making prediction and preview videos for the Gamecocks. I mean, it's the same old stuff every week, week in, week out. You know, where's the offense? Where's our running backs? You know, we've got some of the best running backs in the SEC in our running back room. Kevin Harris, Marshawn Lloyd, all them guys, man. Quandre White. I mean, Juju McDowell. We got all these explosive guys in the room, and they're not producing. And like I said, it's the same thing every week. Offensive line, they're not hitting their assignments. They're not opening up holes. The running backs are, I guess they're missing I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're missing the hole. Maybe they're a little confused. I don't know. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the play calling. I don't know if the running backs just seeing something different when they grab the ball. I really can't tell you. But this is just, it's mind-boggling to me after seeing, you know, what Kevin Harris was able to do last year. Rush for over 1,100 yards, whatever it was, 15 touchdowns in an all-SEC matchup. And this year so far, I don't even think he's got 300 yards. I don't think our leading rusher's got 300 yards. And that's the Quandre White. I think he's got like 2 something. So it's kind of mind-numbing whenever you look at it, the success we had last year versus the lack of success we have this year. And nothing's really changed except we lost one guy on the offensive line to the NFL. So it's not like we brought in all new personnel and everything. I mean, the only thing we did was we changed one person, or one person left, and we got a new offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, and that's it. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the offensive line coach, maybe the offensive coordinator is the problem. I don't know. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. but there's only so much doubt you can give these guys. Perhaps maybe the next year or two, if things ain't looking better, maybe, I don't know. But we shall see, after this season, what's going to happen there. So as far as quarterback play, I think Jason Brown has been named to start. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they are leaning towards starting him tomorrow night. All indications, everything that I've heard or read, looks to be pointing towards Jason Brown getting his first ever start in the SEC. So that'll be interesting to see, how that plays out, how he does. I think it's going to, I think it might ignite the crowd a little bit, might get the fans a little more involved in the game, maybe give us a little bit of hope, but who knows? I'm not going to hold my breath. Like I said, I'll be just watching it and see how he does, see how he plays, see how he performs, and everything. As far as wide receivers go, this is another thing that's been kind of mind-boggling, I guess. You got a 6'7" tight end, wide receiver, however you want to classify him, E.J. Jenkins. Why is this guy not getting the ball? Why is he not getting an opportunity to catch the ball? I mean, is the routes that complex that he can't run them? Or, I mean, it's not like we need him to stretch the field per se, like blow by receivers or anything like that. Just run a simple route and get him the ball. It's not that hard. He's 6'7". He's a nightmare matchup against just about all DBs in the SEC. There's not many guys that is taller than him, or even close to being as tall as he is. So it's kind of mind blowing that we got a guy with that height, with good hands, and he's barely seeing the field. It's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's the thought process behind keeping him off the field, or what the issue may be, but Shane Beamer and Satterfield and all them guys, they got to give this guy an opportunity to get on the field, put him out there, just run a simple route, a simple slant, a crossing, a dig, a curl, something, and just get him the ball, a 50-50 ball at the end, in the red zone, whatever. Just give the guy an opportunity to make a play. I mean, come on, dude. We're wasting so much talent this year. We're wasting so much talent on offense. Between him, Nick Muse, Marion Brown, I don't know what's the deal with him. I mean, the kid's got speed. Use him. Send him on a go route. Something. Let's try something. I mean, we got to get some more production out of these talented players that we got. Josh Vann. God, I lost train of thought. E.J. Jenkins, Nick Muse, Rico Power. We got to start getting production out of these guys, man. It's frustrating, man, when you watch their offense get out there and play. So, like I said, it's gonna be a sloppy game, regardless. But and I'll be in the stands getting wet, cheering them on regardless. When I look at this game, as far as talent level, as far as stats, and the coaching, the way the coaching's been going, I honestly, outside of some misfortune on Florida, maybe they're not focused on the Gamecocks, maybe they're worried about the weather, maybe they packing it in on the season because they're 4-4. Outside of anything like that, I really don't see any chance the Gamecocks have it winning this game, to be honest with you. And quite honestly, I don't think I've heard anybody say that the Gamecocks are going to win this game. So I look for it to be a run fest from Florida. If they're smart, they will run the ball on offense. And if they were smart on defense, they would just load the box and dare us to throw the ball. I mean, We haven't shown we could run the ball, and we really hasn't shown we could be consistent throwing the ball down the field. So from a defense side, that's what Florida probably should do. The smart thing to do would be load the box and play one-on-one man coverage and just dare us to throw the ball. See how that works. If they start getting beat down the field, maybe adjust. Who knows? Like I said, as far as South Carolina, I guess we just need a prayer, some good fortune, some turnovers. It's an opportunity to get some. Like I said earlier, Emory Jones, he is prone to throw the ball. Got to get in his backfield. Got to disrupt him, contain him. If we get it back there and disrupt him, we need to contain him. We don't need to let him go because he can hurt us with his feet. So we got to be able to contain him, get in the backfield, disrupt him, fill the gaps, and just hope he turns the ball over quite a bit. That's on the defense side. As far as the offense, I don't know. Maybe we try some new schemes. Like I said, we got to get the wide receivers involved. Quit trying to run the ball up the middle. Maybe some outside runs, some RPOs, something. We got to try something different because what we've been doing does not seem to be working. And if we do get turnovers, we need to take advantage of it. We got to quit getting turnovers from the defense and then squandering them away, either kicking a field goal or going 3 and out. It's kind of disheartening for the defense. Kind of like a slap in the face to them, in my opinion. So, but from an offensive standpoint, we just got to figure out a way to get the offense rolling. Either some outside runs, some little swing passes, something. We got to get Juju McDowell, Zaquandre White. We got to get them guys out in space, because they can make people miss. We can't just rely on the run up the middle, run off the tackle kind of thing. We got to get outside the box a little bit. We got to start thinking outside the box as well as far as an offensive standpoint. We can't come out there and just be vanilla like we've been the last 8 weeks of football. So, but with that being said, like I said, I look for the Gators to run the ball, score, and take care of the Gamecocks tomorrow night at Williams-Brice Stadium. And as far as score prediction, I'm looking towards 38-17, roughly around 14 to 17 points for the Gamecocks. They probably end up getting a garbage touchdown near the end of the game to go along with hopefully a defensive score. So with that being said, like this video, share, comment, subscribe to my channel if you ain't already subscribed. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this game. And until next time, Gamecock Chuck, and I'm out, baby. Let's go.